Warner Brothers has sold DC properties to
The gang
Netflix.
leader, formerly known as A-Train, continues to maintain his innocence
despite insurmountable evidence against him.
Hold up.
Warner Brothers Discovery has just sold.
Well, that make no sense because the whole point, HBO Max is supposed to be like how Disney Plus is with Marvel, right? I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather have Netflix than HBO Max.
Sold a DC property to Netflix, and the reasoning behind it is exactly why the Snyderverse can be on Netflix too. Hey everyone, welcome back to our movie news. We have some.
I wonder, does this have anything to do with DCU? With James Gunn? Because, you know, DC got so many, like, different, like, categories and everything. Like, certain companies got certain things, bro.
Some great news regarding the Snyderverse, as Warner Brothers and Netflix have just agreed a deal to move a DC property onto the streaming service. This is big news not only because it shows that Warner Brothers and Netflix are open to negotiating DC properties, but the reasoning as to why that DC property has moved to Netflix in the first place is the exact same reason as to why the Snyderverse can go to Netflix too. The report comes from The Hollywood Reporter titled DC Drama Dead Boy Detectives Moves to Netflix from HBO Max. Sources say the Greg Berlanti produced drama didn't fit with the new chapter of content being spearheaded by DC executives James Gunn and Peter Safran. So not only has Dead Boy Detectives been sold to Netflix from HBO Max, but it's been sold there because it didn't fit with the new DCU. It also clearly indicates that Netflix is interested in purchasing DC properties. The article also states that selling shows to third parties is a top priority for Warner Brothers Discovery. Remember, they are in $50 billion worth of debt, and they are really trying to reduce that as much as they can. Now, I know Warner Brothers are mainly focused on shows being sold to third parties, but two things on that note. Firstly, that doesn't mean they wouldn't be open to the opportunity of licensing DC movies to streaming services. It just means their top priority is on shows. And the second is that the Snyderverse could be a series for Netflix. We know that Snyder loves to create long movies, so a series format for the Snyderverse could work a lot better than a couple of movies. Don't forget, Snyder originally planned to have the Snyder Cut released as a series as well, with each episode releasing weekly, but that was shot down by Toby Emmerich, so it is something that Snyder is open to as well. On the note of Snyder's interest, he has once again liked another post regarding the hashtag, this latest one asking him if he is still interested in completing his DC story. So yes, he didn't answer it directly, which could be because of his contract with Netflix right now, but what people need to remember is that he doesn't have to like these posts, and more importantly, he knows his fan base. He knows how they react to his actions on social media. So if he likes a post, then we know he has done that for a reason. One thing I haven't seen people mention either is this part of the article. Dead Boy Detectives joins the fellow Greg Berlanti produced drama You at Netflix after Warner's, where the prolific producer is based with a rich overall deal, shopped the latter following its failure to cut through on basic cable network Lifetime. You now ranks as one of Netflix's most popular scripted originals. The reason why I bring this up is because this is a very similar situation to what Snyder has going on at Netflix. Just like Berlanti, he too has a great working relationship with the streaming service, and I'm sure one of the reasons why Dead Boy Detectives has been sold to Netflix is because of their relationship with Berlanti, and the success his other show You had on their streaming service. So Snyder is building a great relationship with them, and if Rebel Moon does really well, not only would Netflix be interested in expanding that universe, but it also means they could be open to other projects with Snyder, like the Snyderverse. So Snyder is interested. DC is interested in selling DC properties to Netflix.
Oh, that looks
Snyder
horrible,
is in...
bro. That looks so cartoonish. I didn't even notice that when you watched it. I guess you can't really notice it when you watch it on TV, bro, but that looks so CGI. That's ugly. That don't even look real. Like, hold on. That literally looks like almost like fan made. Like a screensaver.
Interested. DC is interested in selling DC properties to Netflix, and Netflix is interested in purchasing DC properties. Everything lines up for the Snyderverse being able to go to Netflix. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but I will say it until the message is clear. We are not asking for Netflix to buy outright the DC characters. Nor are we saying the Snyderverse is its own IP. What we are saying is clear. We want to see the continuation of the Snyderverse. The best place for that is on Netflix. What we are asking for is for Warner Brothers to license the DC characters to Netflix so that they can work with Snyder to complete the DC story he had started. That doesn't mean selling the rights, and it doesn't mean licensing the characters, meaning the DCU can't use them. It would be a non-exclusive deal that allows both companies to use them at the same time. And no, you can't use the excuse of creating competition, because the Batman universe and the Joker universe are both expanding and are disconnected.
Bro, that's my fucking biggest problem, bro. Like, they got so many damn universes in DC. You got a Joker universe, a Batman universe, a Snyder universe. Like, why can't they just put it all together? Why can't it all be one, under one umbrella, bro? If they feel that strongly about Zack Snyder, why did they have him over DC instead of James Gunn? And if they really want James Gunn to be it, why can't James Gunn work with Snyder? Like, why can't we have it all? I don't want... The Joker movie's good. I'm not taking nothing away from the Joker movie. The Batman movie was good. But, bro, I'm tired of seeing different stories that's not connected to each other. Like, we're not having that problem with Marvel. It's like the only thing DC can get together is their shows. Like, you got a young Batman, and then next thing you know, Lady Gaga is Harley Quinn with this old ass Joaquin Phoenix, whatever his name is, as Joker. That has nothing to do with Robert Pattinson Batman. Why can't they connect everything together, bro? That shit just, bro, it's like, it's irritating, bro. It's like that they can't get it together. They got all this drama. Like, I don't want to hear about, oh, DC's about to take over. Like, bro, not when you keep doing shit like this, bro. Like, damn. Can we just get, like, just have it uniform, bro? MCU showed you what to do. Whether you like MCU or not. I'm not saying that. I am not saying Marvel is all tell all end all whatever, and they have no flaws. Like, Marvel has their own flaws. Marvel movies are starting to be trash. Like, we all see this. DC can easily take over right now, and make Marvel really have to step their game up, bro. I said, if you have no competition, you can't get better. Marvel right now has no competition. DC is like the little brother said, "Oh, I'm gonna be better than Big Brother." But you keep having all these problems. Why do we keep having all these problems, all this negativity shit? Now you trying to sell a certain part to Netflix when everything's supposed to be on HBO Max. It's like, bro, like, get this shit together, bro.
From Gunn's DCU, so putting the Snyderverse on a completely different streaming service, one not even competing with them theatrically, is very possible and very affordable, which is why we are asking for it to happen. Warner Brothers Discovery are in a lot of debt. The company ended the fourth quarter with $45.5 billion worth in debt on its balance sheets, and $3.9 billion in cash on hand. Warner Brothers reported a loss of $2.1 billion for the period, so they decreased their debt from $50 billion down to $45.5 billion, but still made a loss of $2.1 billion.
You know how they could have got some money back, bro, after the not the Justice League, the other one, I forgot their names, the Harley Quinn and them. Harley Quinn was such a big smash. Why didn't they make a Batman movie versus Joker and Harley Quinn. When everyone loved Harley Quinn, they made a spinoff to Suicide Squad. That's what it's called. Harley Quinn was such a big like showstopper that they made a spinoff her movie. Instead of giving us that bullshit ass Harley Quinn movie, bro, we should have got a Batman versus Harley Quinn and Joker. Everybody will sit there and want to watch Batman versus Harley Quinn and Joker. Whichever Joker you want to have. None of the Jokers are perfect next to Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's embodied the greatest Joker, okay? But regardless, if you have a decent Joker, just Harley Quinn going against, like, that shit would have sold so much more than that birds of a feather bullshit. But then all that, bro, like that shit. It's like they don't care. That's the whole thing. That's what I think. I think they don't care.
Billion. It's actually one of the reasons why Dead Boy Detectives is going to Netflix. They wouldn't be able to afford to produce the series until 2024 at the earliest, so licensing it was the best option. If they want to decrease that number, there is no better way than licensing their biggest DC characters to Netflix. You can get a large fee for minimal effort from a storyline that they abandoned and was never going to use.
Yeah, try to take the easy way out.
It's a perfect opportunity for the company to reduce that debt, and if it's popular, why not continue that arrangement past its original deal? Maybe even create a yearly payment that Netflix have to pay to keep the rights. That would mean Discovery get a large yearly revenue stream from a storyline of characters they weren't going to use anymore, and it means Netflix get to have their own DC universe on their streaming platform. Netflix can easily afford it too, by the way. In 2022, they made around $31.6 billion in revenue, meaning they made roughly $4.5 billion in profits. And you could get the rights to the DC characters for well under $1 billion, so the argument that Netflix can't afford it is also invalid. To put it simply, Netflix want to buy DC properties and can afford the most popular DC characters. Warner Bros. Discovery are in a lot of debt and are actively finding ways to decrease it, and their top priority is to sell to third parties. There is a lot of demand for the Snyderverse, and Netflix already likes Snyder. Everything is in place for this to happen. There is this perfect opportunity for DC's brand to expand beyond Warner Bros., and this is the best way to do it. They cut their debt, expand DC's reach while still owning the characters, but also disconnecting themselves entirely from the pressure of the Snyderverse's demand, allowing them to fully focus on the rebooted DCU. So if you want the Snyderverse to happen, and even if you don't think it's possible but still want to see the Snyderverse, then make sure to take part in the trending event happening on March 18th. Which would be exactly 2 years since the Snyder Cut was released. The more voices we get, the higher the chance of something happening. And as I predicted, my previous video had people telling us to move on, and I'm sure we will have the same in this video too. If you see those comments, just feel bad for those people. The fact they want to tell people what to do when it doesn't affect them at all only reflects badly on them, not us. So ignore them and keep pushing for what you love. Positivity will always beat negativity, and the toxic negative people telling others that they can't simply ask for more of the movies they love are the ones that are hurting. So just feel bad for them. We have a goal and we have a method. We want to see the Snyderverse on Netflix, and we will push for it positively and collectively. So I hope to see you on March 18th using both hashtags, and hopefully it shows the persistent demand for the Snyderverse. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like,